if that's a good thing or not.
And with that, cruisers, with that statement, it's Shon from Not Your Average Cruise Channel. And yes, that made the video.
Oh boy.
All right. So I have the beautiful Juanita with me. And in my previous video, I said I was being held back by someone. No, I'm just playing. This no, not really.
Not
No, no,
me.
no, no. All right. So I have a video that I made. I talked a little bit about me being resistant to the idea of cruising. Would that be a fair assessment?
Initially, yes. Very fair.
Okay.
Yes.
So
You actually said you were just going for me and you probably never go again. And I had made plans of going by myself from now on. Or did we not talk about that?
we didn't talk
Oh,
about that at all.
okay.
Uh, I do remember saying something to the effect of, I maybe I did say I was
Hmm.
only going for
Yeah.
you.
You're like, I'm not looking forward to this. All these people, I'm just
I
going to go
remember
for you.
saying that. I remember saying
Uh-huh.
that. I was going to say there's going to be so many people. But I
Hmm.
will say, in my defense, it was absolutely, well, it wasn't really crowded, but there was just so many kids. It felt like we had 14, 15,000 kids on that ship, on the
Hmm.
Carnival Valor. And I'll keep saying it, it was pre dry dock. I understand what it looks like now after clearing dry dock in June, and sailing back over and all that. I understand it's
Hmm.
absolutely beautiful now, but this was pre dry dock with at least 20,000 kids.
True. But that was also during spring break. And that was the one year that, for some reason, every school district from Texas to Tennessee to Louisiana to Arkansas to Oklahoma, everyone seemed like they were on the exact same spring break, which does not happen.
Well, you're absolutely right. They had, I remember there was one certain high school that I will never forget that was
Yeah,
on
let's
that
not
cruise.
name it.
I'm not going to name the high school. They know who they are. If their sponsor has put on clothes and can watch the video, then they know Carnival Valor at spring break, March, out of New Orleans, because I didn't even know that was the sponsor.
Mhm.
Yeah. So just imagine what it was. It was an experience. It was an experience.
But just like anything else you do for the first time, once you've done it a few times, then you know what things not to do again. Like I never ever ever want to go again during a week where the half the country is out of school.
Yeah, and surprisingly, and I've talked a lot about free cruises. Surprisingly, a lot of my offers still give the first part of spring break free. Now,
Mhm.
the second week, no, the third week in March and the fourth week in March, no. But the first 2 weeks, I still have offers for, which is
Mhm.
interesting because when you think about those offers that are coming through for them to do that, I would think the ship would be full. But still, it was a great cruise.
Mhm.
I probably never told you that then if I said that I would never go. But um,
I knew you thought it was a great cruise because before that one ended, before we even got off the boat, you were trying to book another one.
I don't remember that. Now I
Of
will
course
say
you don't.
because it's easy to say stuff on video that's
Of
not
course
true,
you don't.
and I don't remember that. I don't think I tried to book one before we got off.
Mhm.
I do know it was on my mind immediately afterwards, uh, and had a really good
Mhm.
trip. Um, Probably the port that I think Carnival is cutting out, uh, Costa Maya, was probably the one that's the first port we ever went to, right?
I can't remember if it was the first one, but it was definitely one that wasn't quite as exciting.
Yeah, I think Cozumel the next day
Mhm.
was what really pushed it over the top. I'm not real 100% sold on the whole idea for that Costa Maya, but it was a nice port to be in and to get around and to
Mhm.
see. And we actually left the port area,
Mhm.
and went to a beach club. So, but still, it was not. I don't know. It's different. I don't think it offered a lot of uh, access right at the port, which is what we kind of like to see, having gone to other ports.
Mhm.
But it was still pretty good. It was still pretty good. Just was my least favorite. I would say what about that trip? what was your favorite without Carnival kicking us offline? What was your favorite?
You mean the whole cruise?
The whole cruise. What was your top for that cruise?
Uh, Probably since that was our first cruise, it was the idea that there's no thinking involved with cruising. That was the first vacation we went on, and we took our son and our niece. Um, And in the past, when we've done vacations, it's where are we going to stay? What are we going to do? This hotel is a great price, but it's too far from everything else. Well, this hotel is high, but it's close to what we want. Well, what are we going to do? This child wants to do this, but this child doesn't want to do that. This child wants to bowl, but this child doesn't like bowling. And what are we going to eat? This child wants McDonald's. This child wants pizza. Every time you turn around, kids want to eat. So I think what I loved about cruising for the first time was the idea that there's none of that. They can go get what they want to eat. There's no driving. You don't have to worry about what are they going to do. There were plenty of things for people to do. That is probably, since that was my first cruise and we didn't have anything to compare it to, that was probably the highlight. Since we've had a few others since then, there are some other things I like or dislike, but that
Yeah.
was what I liked about the first one.
Well, I think you're on something there. I like for that one. I liked the view. I
Mm-hmm.
did. I enjoyed the view, and I enjoyed our cruise director. I thought was really good.
Yeah, he was good.
Uh, Now we've since had Kindle Fire. Her name,
Kindle
Kindle.
Fire. Love Kindle.
Yeah. So since we had Kindle, it was like, whoa, she kind of out. She's outdone Austin.
But now
Uh,
Austin Morris, I liked.
yeah,
I
but
did
I
like
did. I
him,
know.
and
I
I don't
know.
know if
Just
he's with Carnival anymore.
well, we don't
But
want to get kicked out because that we don't want Carnival to take channel down over that. So I don't think
but
we've been
no,
able to
he.
find Austin anymore.
But when it's your first cruise and you have nothing to compare it to, everything is pretty much great.
Right.
He was
Right.
high energy. He was fun. He was great at keeping everyone energized. And Kendall is good too. I mean, but she's also has a really big social media presence. Very good podcast, by the way.
Yeah. So I think for me, what I liked about Austin, my first sail away party, so I'm taking it all in,
You went
and
to a sail away party?
yeah, that is crazy right there. And well, here's the amazing thing, people. She's doing this off no drinks, and she had no drinks then. And I mean, it just keeps coming. Yes, I was at the sail away party. I was actually standing right next to you.
Oh, well, it's because
Uh,
he usually just observes. I'm into it. I'm excited. I'm wobbling and doing all that.
Yeah, I
That's what
was
it was.
standing right next to you. But I will say for me, um, having having him run such a good sell-away party and then being the
Hmm.
first one, and then seeing why people like Carnival sell-aways.
Hmm.
When you look up, because I'm from Louisiana originally. I don't live there now, but I'm
Hmm.
from Louisiana
Hmm.
originally. I think one of the best parts was when you leave and the celery party is over, you look around and it felt like we were hundreds of miles away
Hmm.
from New Orleans by the time that celebrate party ended. And you
Hmm.
and I know in my mind, because it was the first cruise, I was
Hmm.
thinking I have got to watch us leave. Like I want to see us
Hmm.
leave that dock. I want to see us pull away from the pier.
That
We're
was
in
exciting.
there, and I want to see us do it. But he cranks up that sail away party, and I never looked over the rail. Um, and then once it
Hmm.
was over, I look up and I'm seeing nothing but swamp. And I'm like, wait a
Hmm.
minute, And so by the time you get yourself settled from that, you go out, and of course it's March and it's a little cool. But we went to the
Hmm.
front of the ship anyway to see that great view. I don't know where they put Serenity in the dry dock, but pre-dry dock,
Mm.
you can go to the front of the ship and you can look. I think it was front, or maybe it was the back.
Serenity?
The adult only area
Oh,
where all the
yes, the
kids
part of
were
the boat.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
where all the
the
kids
part
were
of the
anyway.
boat.
So it was either the front or the back. I don't remember on the old one.
Hmm.
But I know we got a chance to see the Mississippi and all that. So we were doing
Hmm.
all that.
It's very nice.
So it's good that you have that. But after Valor, then we realized, you know, broken glass is not the standard.
Well, now let's go back. After Valor, you just realized there are newer boats. larger boats, updated boats. I
Those
think
ships.
that's it. There are boats that have a different crowd.
Well, we didn't do Holland America, but I think this we did get our next cruise was a ship that was quite a bit larger.